is Friday. We are going to Mom and Dad's for dinner as always. We are going to make a lovely strawberry pretzel dessert off my phone because I'm lazy and this is easy. All right, so the first thing we're gonna start with is our bag of pretzels, thanks to my mother, because I have pretzels down there, but she had leftovers. So we need 2 cups of crushed pretzels. So I'm going to just leave them in the bag and crush the daylights out of them first, and then we'll see what we have measured. And if I have extra, I'll save it and we'll maybe make it again. So let the beating commence. So you need pretty small pieces. You don't want to have any big chunks left, but try not to powder it too much. We're gonna add some sugar and some butter to it. And you can see I've already poked a hole in the bag here. You can see the pretzel dust. So sometimes double bagging is a safer option. All right, so I gave up hand smashing. Got out my trusty wooden spoon here, and I'm just using this side of him. But like I said, this is gonna be your crust, so you don't want it like big, huge pieces, but you also don't want to pulverize this powder. Get you a nice wooden spoon, take all your frustration out. Now you'll see the mess we've made, okay? And that's okay. A little bit of powder in there is not gonna hurt it. That's gonna help us bind, but I'm just telling you, not big, huge pieces, because you don't want to bite down into that and that can be painful. So I think we're good. So let's move on to measuring this out so we can make our crust. Okay, so we have our bag of crushed pretzel bits. If I consult the trusty cell phone, I do believe we are going to need 2 cups of our crushed pretzels. Why they need to tell you their life story about Bubba Joe and Bertha before we get to the pretzel, I'll never understand. So 2 cups crushed pretzels. All right, so 1 cup of crushed pretzels, 2 cups of crushed pretzels. Now, I'm a mom who likes to save money and save time. That's enough for a whole nother recipe in that bag. So I'm gonna zip it up for right now, put it off to the side, and I will rebag it later. And we will make this dessert for maybe church one Sunday night, okay? Now, butter, everybody's friend. All right, so we're gonna need 3/4 of a cup. And if you know anything about butter, you're gonna need a stick and a half for 3/4 of a cup. I like to cheat and I get all mine on my trusty old coffee cup. Okay, half a stick in there, and another half a stick, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's not gonna fit. Yeah, but well, you know, it's gonna melt. So we're all good there. Okay, so another half a stick. Again, squish. If it doesn't squish, you know what? It's gonna melt. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. There. Okay, so now we're going to go to the microwave. We need melted butter, and I will say Sam did check to see if the microwave was clean before we started, because he's smart like that. By the way, this little guy right here, fabulous for reheating food. Don't melt butter with it. It likes to explode. All right, so we're just gonna start with 30 seconds. Okay, nice coffee cup full of melted butter. Okay, if you know anything about butter, when you're gonna nuke it and microwave it, or even just melt it in general, a lot of the solids settle to the bottom. And so when you go to pour your butter out, a lot of your butter's left. So I always keep a fork in it and keep it nice and stirred up even right before I pour it. Okay, I'm not gonna put that in just yet because I'm gonna consult my book of armaments and make sure that we're doing this in the right order. All right, so we've got our pretzels crushed, 2 cups, 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. Now I need sugar. I only need 3 tablespoons. So here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take and just put it on top of my pretzels. 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, and 3. Now remember, we're making a nice crust. We want a little sugar in that, and we want the butter and nice and all melted. It'll be really great. All right, so remember what I said about your butter. It's gonna tend to wanna settle. So I always give it a little stir. You'll see how it's kind of clear in there. And then if you stir it up, it gets nice and foggy. So we're gonna dump that in. Okay. Mix up all your sugar, your pretzels, your butter. Okay, in my awesomeness, I forgot to turn the oven on. So let's go turn the oven on so we can bake this. So we're gonna go at 350, which it automatically goes to. Start it up, we're good. Just the top oven. I have double ovens on mine, so we're just gonna use that top one. Okay, now, foil pan. I'm gonna be honest, this had cake in it. We ate the cake, we washed it. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna put our crust in. There he is, beautiful. Okay, and you're just gonna put that at the bottom of the pan. Now, we're using a 9x13 pan to put this in. And I'll admit, now that I'm looking at it, I probably could have gone a little finer with my crush, but you know what? Whatever. It's gonna taste good. So, there we are. Now, we need to bake this, make this nice and set. So that's what the oven's for at 350, but because I forgot, we're gonna just put it on the stove and we're gonna make the goo for the middle while we wait for the oven to heat up. Okay, now we're gonna clean up a little bit of our mess because I need to cut up some strawberries and blend up some other things. All right, so I'm not one for making the kids do more dishes than they need to do. So I'm going to wash this bowl that I had my pretzel base in so that I can get my cream cheese melted out. Or not melted necessarily, but softened because I forgot to put it out before I left for my lunch date today. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this out and then we'll work on our cream cheese filling and get that ready. Okay, cream cheese. Again, like I said, I forgot to get it out to soften it before I went on my lunch date. So I'm gonna get this opened up. It just takes an 8-ounce block, just one. And I got my washed and dried bowl. So normally you could get this out in the morning and leave it and let it soften and then come back and you'd be ready to go. But again, that's what the microwave is for. Okay, so back to the microwave. Now, a little less on the microwave. A microwave, when it cooks, is gonna cook the inside. And we're not cooking this, but we're melting it. It's gonna cook this first. So 30-second increments is probably the most you wanna do. Check it, mash it up with a spoon, and the outside and get it mixed up. Okay, so let's do 30 seconds at a time. All right, so you can hear it. All right, so that's soft. It sat out for a little while we prepped for the video, so I guess it got a little soft. So sometimes I take them out and they're rock hard, so we're good there. Okay, so I looked at the phone and read my ingredient list and read my recipe. Now I need to take my cream cheese and beat in sugar. So if I see what it tells me to do here, it tells me to put in 1 cup of white sugar. Happy calories. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna get this cleaned off. We're gonna go over to the sugar bowl and we're gonna add some sugar. Now I gotta go find the hand mixers because I didn't get those out. So now I can mix it up for you guys. Be right back. All right, we're gonna plug it in next to my little Instapot here. Let's beat this together. Trying to make a mess. Maybe about a minute and a half. All right, so while we were mixing, the oven went off. So we're gonna get these kind of cleaned off. And if you're smart and you love your children, you'll share with your children. So I'm gonna share with the cameraman because he's my kid. All right, so while you're enjoying your snack, let's go over here and let's put our pretzels in. Hot oven, we're going in, okay. And we're just going in for 10 minutes. So set your timer and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, Cool Whip. This is sugar-free. Now this one is not frozen, okay? We've let this one thaw out in the refrigerator. So your next step is to take your thawed Cool Whip out and you're going to graciously but slowly fold it into your sugar and cream cheese mixture. This is the middle layer, okay? So this is kind of like your, I don't know, your cheesecake layer, I guess you would like to say. And then later, we're gonna do our strawberry jello and our fresh strawberries for our topping. So let's get this done and let's get this folded in. Again, we're not gonna use the stand mixer or the beaters for this. You would break it and it'd be nasty. I just wanna be gentle. Okay, got my nice little Vitamix spatula here. I'm just gonna scrape the sides and fold it in. And you can see a little bit of coloration difference between the cream cheese and then that Cool Whip, okay? And I'm just gonna get that folded in there to your liking. Okay, nice and smooth, all one color. And you see how it's kind of stiff. It's gonna take some time or some to get that off. All right, that means that you've got a nice mixture. It's not runny, it's not over mixed. So now we're gonna set it to the side, still waiting for the oven. It's got about 5 minutes left on it. And when that comes out, it's gonna cool. While that's cooling and while this is sitting, we're gonna cut some strawberries. Okay, we got less than a minute on the timer. We cut up our strawberries. I did about 12, 13 strawberries. Save the rest for some kids or myself. And when the timer's done here in a minute, we let it cool off. We're gonna go into doing the strawberry jello part because that also has to sit. This is a little bit of a timed thing. It does take a little while, but it's so worth it in the end. The salty pretzel and the strawberry and the cream cheese. Yum! That's about done, so let's take that out of the oven. Okay, we're done. Timer off. Oven's gonna go off too because we don't need it anymore. All right, so nice buttery pretzel crust. You can see the lovely butter bubbling on that. We need to let it cool. Now, trick of mine. Most people just sit on the stove and let it go. Well, your stove's gonna radiate heat. So what I do is I get a cookie rack and I set that up on the stove so that we have some circulation. That way our crust can cool off a little faster. There we go. You'll notice it's nice and set up, nice and crusty, ready for cream cheese. Do not put cream cheese on it right away, people. It will melt. I killed one last time I made it. So that's gotta cool, and while that's cooling, we're gonna make some jello. Okay, Jello. So I was doing a little reading. It was in the recipe 10 ounces of strawberries. Well, that's a pound container, so we didn't cut the whole thing, so yay go us. Now the question is, I'm really bad. Let's do the question. Okay, hold on. I'm really bad about when I go to the store and I have a recipe, I don't always read well. Great for a teacher, right? Not really. Anyhow, so I wasn't paying attention and I was like, oh yeah, I want to make this dessert. Sugar-free Jello. And I took it off the counter. So this is 0.44 ounces. The recipe calls for 3 ounces with 2 cups of boiling water. So I read the back. The back for 1 box is 1 cup of boiling water. So we're gonna play a little game of, is this enough? Hope so, because it's all I got. So let's just do it to instructions. I need 2 cups of boiling water and these 2 packages, and we are not going to add the fresh fruit right away. There are certain things that you cannot put in Jello, just so you know, and there's a list on the back of the fruits. And I'm gonna be the old lady, I'm gonna read it to you, I'm gonna look just like this. It says, don't use fresh or frozen pineapple, kiwi, ginger root, papaya, figs, or guava. We're using strawberries, but we have to wait till this cools. Anyhow, long story short, let's make some Jello. All right, 1 halfway dirty sink, because you know what, we're cooking. All right, 1 cup of water and 2 cups of water. And let's go to the sink and let's boil it.
You said the sink.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let's not boil anything in the sink, people. All right, so my pretzel crust is still cooling off, so we're gonna move them over to the side. One of my burners has the double ring, so I can do the small or the large. So I'm gonna put it on here, and I'm gonna set it to high and single, and we're gonna leave it alone, and we're gonna let it boil. So come back in a minute. Okay, we're boiling. Jello boxes, open them up. I've already turned off the stove, but because it's electric, it'll still keep going. I'm gonna put my Jello in my glass mixing bowl. All right, so water, Jello. All right. So we're gonna let it cool, you know, 20, 30 minutes, about the time that it would take to do the setting for the cream cheese mixture. Then we'll add the fruit and then we can put it on top. I'll explain to you in a little bit the importance of each layer, okay? Because we have to seal it up. So we're gonna leave that there and we're gonna use our crust next. Okay, the crust is nice and set. Yeah, it's not really moving very much there. Okay, nice and sugary. Now there's importance to this. When we go to put this cream cheese, sugar, and Cool Whip mixture on, we need to make sure that we seal it off all around, because in a little bit we're gonna go pour that Jello on, and it's super important that all of this around the edge is sealed with this mixture. The last time I made it, it was edible, but it looked like something died. So let's get this put in, okay? Okay, so we're gonna dump this cream cheese sugar mixture in here. Now, once we get all this laid out, this part is gonna have to go in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And we're also gonna let our Jello chill out while that's happening. So we got this going. I'm gonna scrape it out, don't wanna waste any. So let's get all this laid in here as evenly as possible. And like I said, make sure you are touching the side of that dish with this mix. Don't leave air bubbles on the side or holes, whatever you wanna call them, because then as you go to pour your lovely Jello on, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna run all the way down to your pretzels, and then you get soggy pretzels. And the point of this is to have nice crunchy on the bottom, a nice soft layer in the middle, and some Jello on top. I'm gonna get this all sealed up, and this is gonna go in the refrigerator for around 30 minutes and to get nice and firm and set up in here. Try your best to be as even as possible, and you're good to go. Once you get it all sealed up, 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Into the fridge we go. 30 minutes. See you later. You'll be good when we get back. Okay, we're gonna set for 30 minutes. I'm gonna clean up the kitchen. Okay, so we have about a little less than 8 minutes left on the clock. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put our fresh cut strawberries into our Jello. It's warm, but it is not boiling like it was before. So the reason I'm doing that is because this mixture needs to sit for 5 minutes. So it's gonna sit for that last 5 minutes of the 30 that the cream cheese mixture had to sit in the fridge, okay? So literally, you're just going to slide those bad boys in. There's a little Cool Whip on them, but you know, it's the same stuff that's already in the mix. So literally, we are just wanting to get this to set up. Don't freak out about the white stuff. That's just because I was being lazy and put these in here, okay? All right, so I'll put this in the fridge real quick with the mix that we have already, okay? Here we go, refrigerator. Now, there's our pretzels baked with our cream cheese on top. Here's another 5 minutes. Those are gonna sit for 5 next to it. When we're ready, this is gonna get poured on top and it'll sit for another hour after that. Bye. Let's go to the fridge. All right, so Jello mix, a little slimy kind of, get a little stiff. We have our lovely, nice and cooled off and cold base piece there. All right, so I'm gonna show you one of the things I noticed. If you look real closely, little dot right there by my finger, that's a hole. That is a real big no-no, because when I go to pour this liquid on in a minute, where's it gonna go? Down the hole. So I'm gonna take a little bit off right here, and I'm just going to seal up my hole. Okay, so lick your finger, it tastes good. All right, now you'll notice we're all sealed up all the way around, okay? So we're going to take our lovely mixture of Jell-O and strawberries. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you start pouring this and it starts disappearing, just keep pouring. You have already, per se, messed it up. Still gonna be edible, but your pretzels are probably gonna be kind of soggy. So don't freak out. Accidents happen, eat it anyways. All right, so we're gonna pour this on, and I'm gonna kind of look to see, pray to the Lord above that I don't screw this up like I did last time. And I'm gonna get a spoon out too, so I can get these strawberries out. Okay, I'm gonna take my strawberries, spoon them all over. So far, so good. Looks like my Jell-O is staying on top. Yay, I didn't mess it up this time. Okay, so now I'm just gonna kind of push my strawberries around where I want them. Try to get them in a single layer. If you do get them in a single layer, do you see how they're disappearing underneath that little lip of Jell-O there? Okay, so when that Jell-O sets up, your strawberries are nice and formed into that goo. All right, now again, hey, be careful there. All right, one of the issues is that this has to set for another hour. Can't eat it yet, okay? Again, if this is not beautiful, I mean, unless you're gonna be on Food Network anytime soon, Sam tried that one time. Unless you're just gonna be on Food Network, just get your strawberries pushed out, moderately even, enough Jell-O. So I got more Jell-O over here, okay? All right, so is it beautiful on top? Not necessarily. Like I got that little piece right there. If you don't want it, dig it out, but you might be there for a while doing it. So all my strawberries are nice and put in, decently even. Again, I'm not Giada, nor am I Ree Drummond here, but I try my best. So we got that done, all right? Now, we're going to carefully, with Sam's help, because he's gonna open the fridge door, we're gonna put this back in the refrigerator. Uncover, leave it at minimum 1 hour. Now, when it's all nice and set up, I recommend just simply using a butter knife to cut with, and it should come out in nice little squares for you. If it doesn't, or if your Jell-O sinks and you're like, I screwed it up. Yeah, eat it anyways. Get a spoon, scoop it out. It'll still be edible. It'll still have the same flavor profile. So let's get it in the fridge and let's chill it for an hour and we'll show you a piece when we're done. All right, Sammy, open up the refrigerator. All right, here it goes. Okay, so we're in the refrigerator. Again, is it beautiful on top? Sort of. It'll be lovely when it's out and you guys will get to see a slice of it when it's totally set up. Okay, see you in a little bit. Okay, it's been an hour. We're gonna go back to the fridge and see if our Jell-O is set up. Now I will say Sam came and stuck his finger in it and told me it was ready.
Let's eat this now.
Okay, why are you over here with me?
Because I'm gonna taste it too.
All right, fine. We're gonna taste test it. And you'll see that it was kind of lopsided, so the Jell-O's kind of on that side. All right, we're not gonna take a huge piece because we have to have it for dessert later. There we go. Okay, so time for tasting. So we got a pretty good side. You got your pretzels.
We're going for the taste test here.
It looks really bad. You should eat it. Too sugary? No? We're good? Okay, yay. See how pretty it is? Nice and clean cut out of the container. Little sides. Beautiful.
How is it?
That's really bad. Wish you'd eat some more.
Now we're going to feed this
Creature. Oh, that keeps driving us crazy.
How's that taste?
That has, no, it's good. It's got all the textures, crunchy, soft, it's sweet, it's got salty. That's really good. That's a winner.
Okay, that's it for my first video. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed eating this, please like and subscribe and we'll see you the next time. And we're gonna do some awesome more videos. I hope you keep up. Bye.